Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 741st Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a cracking battle I have for you today. This is a 40k no rules battle. As a lot of you know, we've been playing these battles now for the last 7 or 8 weeks, just to inject some new enjoyment and new life into Rome Total War. As you can see, this battle's fought on my favourite map, the Germanic Forest map, with the big open plains if you want to fight out in the open, as we've talked about before, or you can hide your troops in the woods there and spring those nasty ambushes on enemy troops. And of course, if you bring a barbarian faction, you get the winter bonus and the woods bonus as well. So as I say, I love this map. It's got a lot going for it, and we've fought, as you know, loads of battles on this map. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Vicox. Now Vicox has got 9 pikes, 5 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, quick look at the upgrades on his pikes. And you'll see there he's got 8 upgrades on his pikemen there, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, we know these Macedonian pikemen are elite pikemen, these royal pikemen there. As I say, with those type of upgrades on, that makes them really serious infantry. And of course the enemy troops have got to fight all the way down those long pikes to kill the man on the other end. A very tall order, especially for Roman troops there. Quick look at the upgrades on his companion cavalry. Oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fully upgraded companion cavalry. Now remember, these cavalry got a massive 9 charge bonus. Now remember, that charge bonus is the impact and penetration they can have on enemy units. So they've got a massive 9 charge bonus there, and they're fully upgraded. So make no mistake, that's some serious cavalry he's got there. I think that's a very good Macedonian army of Vicox. Be interesting to see how well he does during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now Aurelius has got 13 infantry, 4 archers, 1 artillery and 2 incendiary pigs. Okay, so a quick look at his infantry there. You'll see that I think some of his urban cohorts are fully upgraded. Look, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on some of his urban cohorts. Okay, and that makes them exceedingly difficult to kill there. And others of his urban cohort units have just got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Still very tough. Quick look at his archers there. Now these archer auxilia, if you count the upgrade, oh my gosh, fully upgraded archers. Now these have got long range, they do a lot of damage, and if you fully upgrade them, you've got some really serious archers there. So he's got some very serious infantry, some very serious archers. I don't think he's got any cavalry though. Okay, if you notice here, he's got 1 eagle unit there. Remember, an eagle unit gives your troops morale bonus. Okay, and he's got another eagle unit there, so he's got 2 eagle units for that extra morale bonus. Plus, he's got his infantry general, which will be given the general morale bonus there as well. Plus the upgrades on his infantry. Make no mistake, this Roman army here is extremely tough. Okay, that is an infantry-based army, extremely tough there. And at the rear here, he's got his incendiary pigs. Now remember, back in the day, these incendiary pigs were really used by the Roman army. They covered them in oil, set fire to the poor pigs. The pigs then would run towards enemy elephants. They would be on fire, obviously, and the squealing and screeching, plus the smell of them burning, used to frighten the enemy elephants and make them run amok. Very, very cruel to the pigs, but it did actually work on the battlefield back in the day there, and they really did scare and frighten enemy elephants away there. So I think in general that's a very good Roman army. The thing is, he just got no cavalry. Our next teammate is GOTW Romex with Scythia. Now Scythia here, Romex got 14 headhunting maidens, 6 horse archers. Okay, so 14 headhunting maidens and 6 horse archers. How often do you see Scythia in our battles? Very, very rare to see Scythia in our battles, but it is nice to welcome different factions to our battles. That's what these 40k no rules battles can do. Now when you look at these are headhunting maidens. Now when you think of maidens, you might think of tender, caring, innocent young ladies, but make no mistake, these are not that. These are the deadly ladies of Rome Total War, where they're effective against armor axes there. And cavalry versus cavalry, probably the best cavalry in the game there. Now here's a unit you don't see very often. When was the last time you saw, okay, Scythian noble women missile cavalry? When did you ever see this unit used? Very, very rarely. I can't remember the last time I saw a Scythian noble woman unit used on the battlefield there. Very rare to see. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do. And also on top of them, he's just got some ordinary horse archers as well there. Okay, just got ordinary Scythian horse archers there. Okay, and what I want to do is show you here. Can you see they've got their arrows in their quivers there? Can you see the flights there above their you know, where their arrows are actually in the quivers there, ready for use on the ordinary Scythian horse archers there. Look. Okay, so you can see their arrows there. But if you look at the Scythian noble women, you'll see that they got like on their back there. Can you see they've got, I'm not sure what those are. Are those missiles there, do you think? Are those different type arrows where they might have the flights down at the bottom of the quiver? Because you can see their ordinary arrows on their side there. Look. If you look closer, you'll see the ordinary arrows there, but those are just I thought strange missiles there. I don't know what you guys thought. So I think that's a pretty good Scythian army. 14 headhunting maidens and 6 horse archers. Be interesting to see how well Romex does with those. Our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. Now I've got 12 Sacred Band Spearmen, 3 Balearic Slingers, 4 artillery and 1 fast moving cavalry. Now you'll see that some of my Sacred Band Spearmen are fully upgraded, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Others of my Sacred Band have just got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, so I've got mixed upgrades on my infantry, but the majority of them, I believe, are fully upgraded. I've got this fast-moving armoured cavalry general there. If you count the upgrades, fully upgraded. Now, there's a reason I bring that, and that's to defend the artillery pieces there, because very often enemy troops will bring fast-moving cavalry to try and take out the Onager crews. So that fast-moving general unit there will defend that. It's a very diverse army there that we've got. We've got Macedon there with Vicox. We've got Rome there with Aurelius. We've got Scythia with Romex, and myself with Carthage. And what a great battle this is, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member TR. Now TR's got 5 archers, 4 spearmen, 1 screeching woman, 3 berserkers, 4 knight raiders and 3 cavalry. An extremely diverse Germanic army. There you are, you've got the spear warband units here. Now if you notice there, they've got their spears, so they're anti-cavalry, but also you'd be surprised on how well they can hold up enemy infantry. Many years ago you used to see a lot of these units in Germanic armies, but on modern Germanic armies you very rarely see this unit bought. But it's a very underestimated unit, and as I say, years ago you used to see a lot of these units in the Germanic army. And then you've got the chosen archers. Now these guys have got long range. They're so tough that when they run out of arrows you can use them as light infantry. So they're pretty good archers there. And then you've got the Gothic cavalry. If I count the upgrades on that Gothic cavalry there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fully upgraded Gothic cavalry. Check the specifications of this cavalry if you get a chance. You see how fantastic this cavalry is. Very underestimated. Over here you've got the screeching women. Now we know barbarian morale is very low, so to bring a unit that gives morale is a very good tactical move. And these screeching women, when they start screeching, they give morale to their troops around them. So it's a good idea to bring that. As I say, barbarian morale is not very good, so to bring a unit that gives extra morale is a really good tactical move there. And then you've got the Knight Raiders. Now remember, these Knight Raiders are good infantry in their own right, but they bring a big fear factor as well, and are part of the Germanic shock troops. Okay, because they sap morale so much from enemy troops and making them more susceptible to routing. They're a really powerful unit to bring in the Germanic army. And then of course you've got the infamous berserkers. Now remember, these berserkers have got 2 hit points, excellent specifications, and effective against armor maces. And remember, these guys are based on real actual characters that they used to either have a cocktail of drugs, they were drunk, or they had mental health issues when they went into battle, and they literally went berserk. And there's tales of them running around the battlefield after a battle covered in blood and gore, screaming like banshees. And during the course of the battle, both friend and foe alike gave them a wide berth, because they would very often kill allies as well as enemy troops when they went into berserk mode. And just look at the size of those berserkers in comparison to ordinary infantry. I think the makers of this game really wanted to reflect the toughness of berserkers in this game by giving them those specifications there. So that's a very good Germanic army there, I think, of TRs. It'd be interesting to see how well he does during the course of the battle. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Uther. Now Uther's got 10 infantry, 8 cavalry and 2 artillery. Quick look at his the upgrades on his infantry. Only 4 upgrades on that particular unit there, and only gold shield, gold attack on other units there. I think he's well upgraded his general. Yeah, there you are. You can see he's got 9 upgrades on his general, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack there. But he's got very mixed upgrades on his infantry, which tells me he spent his money on his cavalry there, I would think. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his 8 cavalry there. So that's some powerful cavalry he's got there. 8 upgrades on 8 cavalry units, very powerful, plus his infantry and artillery as well. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman, who has brought the Numidian faction. Now he has got 4 archers, 8 elephants, 1 cavalry unit and 7 camel riders. Okay, now bringing camel riders on a non-desert map is quite unusual, I would suggest. But here where he's got his archers. Now unfortunately Numidian archers are pretty poor, but if you notice there, if you count the upgrades, he's fully upgraded those archers. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. But even with all those upgrades on, these archers are only mid-range, their specifications very poor, and that's why you don't see them on our battlefields very often. But here, look, this is the elephants there, and remember, he's got an 8 charge bonus. They've got those archers on the back of them shooting into enemy troops, plus they've got 12 hit points, yes, 12 hit points, and a massive fear factor, sapping the morale from enemy troops. Okay, so later on in the battle, we're going to have a little bit of talk of tactical and strategic moves that you can do with elephants during the course of the battle. He's got some of his units there in the woods that he's hoping that we won't notice there. You can't hide elephants, but he's put them in the woods there, so hoping we won't see them. And there you are, he's got his armoured cavalry general there. There you are, look, there's his Numidian general there. And he's pretty good there, I think. It's a fully upgraded unit there. So, and there, let's see who we can see in the woods. Let's see if we can see their last ally somewhere hiding in the woods there. Let's see if we can see them there. Come out wherever you are. Ah, there you are, up there they are. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Mantu. Now Mantu has got 4 slingers, 13 Spartans and 2 horse archer units there, you can see. But of course most of his units are hiding in the woods there, so you won't see them. So it'll be interesting to see how Mantu uses his Greek cities army during the course of the battle. But note, he's got no artillery. Okay, please note that, because that's something you might find interesting later on in the battle. So there's the enemy team. This should be a great battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd talk a little bit of tactics and strategy in regard of elephants. Now, very often here, remember they've got that 8 attack, that 12 hit points, and that massive fear factor, and you might be tempted to charge them in, straight away at the front of the battle. Now, remember, for about 14 years, we played 31k rules where elephants weren't allowed. Before that, we played 30k each where elephants weren't allowed, and before that, we played 25k each and elephants weren't allowed in that either. So in the last 7 or 8 weeks, we've been learning 40k no rules battles, and that includes trying to find the best way of using elephants. And what I would suggest with elephants is that you try and hold your elephants back to the latter stages of the battle, when the enemy have fired all their arrows and thrown all their pilers. Imagine towards the end of the battle if you brought fresh elephants in with that massive fear factor, that massive attack specification, and the fear factor as well, into tired and battle damaged troops. So that's what I think we found in the best way of using elephants is with these 40Ks no rules battles. As I say, with the fantastic specifications that they've got, you might think to yourself, yeah, I'll just charge them in with my army the first part of the battle there. But of course the enemy will have archers there, and of course they will shoot loads of fire arrows into your elephants, which makes them scared and makes them run amok. And once they run amok, of course they become completely out of the control of their general, and they just attack any unit that's near them, including friendly units. So if elephants, if you use them at the right time in the right tactical and strategic way, make no mistake, they will be battle winning troops. But they are very much a double-edged sword. If they run amok, they will kill both friend and foe alike, and they become a menace to both friend and foe alike. So as I say, for me, from what I've seen in the last 7 or 8 weeks with elephants, remember we're all learning how to use elephants, as we haven't used them for years, is to keep them to the latter stages of the battle there if you can, and bring them in there when all the enemy troops have thrown their pilers, and hopefully most of them have shot their arrows as well. Now you'll see sneaky Barclayman here, look, has put a couple of elephants in the woods. Now you can't hide elephants, okay, but he's hoping there that we won't look too deeply into the woods there and see those couple of units he's got hiding. You see, as I say, as we do refer to him as sneaky Barclayman, but joking aside, it's a good tactical move. Hopefully we won't see those 2 elephants, and he can bring them out maybe towards the end of the battle there. And as I say, the tactics and strategy that we learn with elephants is, as I say, try and keep them back as long as you can in the battle, so that most of the enemy troops have shot all their arrows or thrown all their pilers. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought I'd show you my Carthage battle formation here, and it's all about defending the artillery. Can you see there that I've got spears there, look, a spear battle formation around the artillery to stop direct cavalry charges trying to come into my artillery there. Also, I've got units at the rear there to protect for any cavalry coming around the flank there. But as I say, those spear units there are deliberately put in place there, as I say, to stop direct cavalry attack into my artillery pieces. If you notice there, I've got my Balearic slingers behind my spearmen there to be able to shoot into any horse archers or any cavalry that comes near my artillery there. So as I say, the battle formation is all about defending the artillery as best as I can. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you'll see GOTW Romex here moving his Scythian noble women forward there. Okay, with their horse archers, obviously their horse archers there, and they're moving towards those onagers of Uther. Now, if you notice here, Uther's onagers, to me, are a little bit exposed there to horse archer attack. And remember, those horse archers that target the crews of those onagers there, and of course if you kill all the crew, then no matter how much ammunition the onagers have got, they become useless. So Uther's there has quite exposed his onagers there, I think, and as I say, Romex is going to make the most of that by bringing some of his noble Scythian women over here, horse archers over here, to take out the onager crew there, as you can see. And straight away you'll see that he's forming into Canterbury circle there, Canterbury circle. If you notice that, very difficult to kill for both artillery or archers there. There you are, you can see here that Uther's starting to shoot boulders into those horse archers there of Romex. As I say, that Canterbury circle, very, very effective. As I say, foot archers and artillery won't do a lot of damage to these units in that Canterbury circle, and as I say, very effective, and they will be inflicting a lot of damage onto enemy troops there. Okay, you'll see straight away that that one onager crew is already starting to be depleted by those the arrows from that from those couple of horse archer units there. So as I say, in this game, horse archer is very, very useful, I think, there. And as I say, this particular unit, these Scythian noble women, you very rarely see on the battlefield. So as I say, it'd be interesting to see how well they do. But those Canterbury circles are very, very effective there for the horse archer units there. As I say, maybe Uther might withdraw his onagers out of range of those horse archers there, but I can see that TR, being the good teammate that he is, like, is taking his long range effective archers forward there to help shoot at those horse archers. Pause the game for a second there. You see he's put a spear unit at the front there, anti-cavalry spear unit, to stop any direct charge of cavalry into those onagers, and then he's got his long range archers there defending the onagers as well. So nice bit of teamwork there by TR there with his Germanic army, trying to defend the onagers of Uther there from the Scythian horse archers. So it's a nice bit of teamwork there, and it'll be interesting to see what Romex is going to do there. He's brought another horse archer over as well, so he's got some extra firepower there. Right, now here's an interesting thing. Can you see that Uther is withdrawing his onager crew? Can you see there? He's withdrawing his onager crew from the onagers. Okay, so he's going to withdraw them to take them away there, probably take them to the back of their team there, so that they're well away from enemy archer fire, and then he can bring them back and reattach them to the onagers afterwards. You can see that onager crew suffered a lot of casualties there. If it stood there any longer, it may well lost so many men, it would become ineffective with the onager there. So that's a nice move there of Uther withdrawing the onager crew there to a safer spot. So it's a good tactical move there. But as I say, you can see TR here has brought his long range very effective archers forward there to try and target these Scythian horse archers in their Cantabrian circle there. Let's just pause the game for a second there. So over here you'll see that Mantu, knowing that we were bringing Scythia, has bought slingers instead of archers. Can you see that? He's bought Rhodian slingers there because they're more effective against horse archers than foot archers, if you see what I mean. So that's why he's bought these slingers here. Very good tactical thinking there by Mantu. He would normally bring Cretan archers, but he knew he was up against Scythia, so that's why he's bought these Rhodian slingers there that will be very effective against horse archers. Now over here you'll see that Barclayman's got his elephants there. Okay, and it wouldn't surprise me if he moved one of his elephants there over into the woods, that hopefully we might not notice there. Remember, you can't hide elephants in the woods, but if he moved them over there quietly and hope that we didn't notice that those elephants were in the woods. Notice he's got those notice he's got those elephants in open order, so that remember, units in open order suffer less damage from missiles in Rome Total War. So he's got his elephants in open order there, so that's a good move. But as I say, these Rhodian slingers over here shooting into the horse archers are a little bit exposed to cavalry attack at the moment. And there you are. Can you see Romex bringing those fast moving head-hunting maidens in on those slingers there, and bang as they charge in there. But you better get those maidens out the way now, because those Spartans have arrived. But remember, those head-hunting maidens have got effective against armour axes. When they go up against units that's not wearing any armour, of course they lose that bonus then, because obviously effective against armour axes are going to be no good against units that aren't wearing any armour. So as I say, they lose that bonus in that regard. But that was a nice bit of covering there by Mantu with his Spartans. As I say, you can see Romex, his horse archers here, still in Cantabrian circle. But if you notice here, he stopped a couple of his archer units over here from being in Cantabrian circle, and they're just stood still exchanging arrows with foot archers. Now the foot archers here will definitely win this, because the foot archers have got better defence and better specifications than these horse archers. So if you take them out of Cantabrian circle and you go into an horse archer versus foot archer battle here, you will lose if you're the horse archers. The best thing for Romex to do is to pull those horse archers out of the fray there, because those elite Germanic archers will cause them a lot of casualties. Look at the dead archers, horse archers there that have suffered casualties from just standing still. So you need to keep your archers in Cantabrian circle when you're engaging foot archers, or you will lose a lot of your horse archers. Right, can you see here I'm moving my Carthaginians forward? Now there's a tactical reason I'm moving my Carthaginians forward, and that's because I want to get my artillery in range of those Greek city units. I know that Mantu didn't bring any artillery, so he's got no counter fire that he can give to me. So I want to get those Spartans in range there. Now remember that if you don't bring artillery and you face an army that has got artillery, you've only got three options. Okay, you can either withdraw your army out of range of the enemy onagers, okay, which will take you a long way away from the onagers, from the battle, because the onagers have got such a long range, so you can withdraw out of range of enemy onagers, or you can stand there and just get shot to pieces by the enemy onagers, or you can attack. Okay, and you might not want to attack at this stage of the battle, but that's basically your three options: withdraw out of range of the onagers, just stand there and get blown to pieces, or attack. Okay, that's the problem if you come into a 40k no rules battle and you don't bring any artillery and you face an army that has got artillery. That's a big problem there, I think, for Mantu. Just have to see how he deals with that. Okay, as I say here, you can see now that Romex has put his horse archers into that Cantabrian circle again there. As I say, very difficult to kill when they're in that Cantabrian circle, as we've seen on a lot of battles, a lot of our YouTube battles there. Okay, but he's doing a very good job. Wouldn't surprise me if he gets some good kills with Scythia, actually. Those horse archers will be inflicting a lot of damage there. As I say, I've moved my Carthaginian battle formation forward now. Now, whether I'm quite in range yet of those Spartans, probably not. Look, can you see I'm moving my battle formation forward again there, just a little bit there, just to get in range. But remember, these onagers have got a long range, so I'm hoping that maybe now at this stage we might be in target. I might be able to target those Greek cities. But just look at the range between my onagers and those Spartans there. If I can target them from there, it just gives you an idea. Yeah, I can fire missiles, so it gives you an idea of the range of these onagers. Okay, they've got massive range, and what I'm going to do is try and shoot fire pots into those Spartan units there and try and cause them as much casualties as I can, because as I say, as we saw earlier, they've got no artillery to reply to my artillery. So as I say, Mantu's got three options: withdraw out of range, stand there and get blown to pieces, or attack. That's the three options that he's got, because he's got no artillery. Okay, meanwhile over here you'll see nice bit of skirmishing there by TR with his cavalry unit there, moving it forward, chasing off that horse archer unit there. You'll notice here that TR has moved his units forward there to push the horse archers back. Right, can you see my fire pots now going into Mantu? Now let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to withdraw? Is he going to attack? Or is he going to just stand there and get blown to pieces? My guess is yes. He's going to withdraw his units. Bang! Oh, look at those fire pots going there. Look at the damage they cause. Oh my gosh. But can you see what I mean? If he just stood there, he'd get blown to pieces. There are some units that were blown over by the fire pots but have stood back up and are okay there. But you can see the damage that the fire pots have done to some of those Spartan units already there. So as I say here, you can see the enemy here forming up there with their archers and everything there. And as you can see, Romex has still got his horse archers engaging the enemy troops there. Right, now over here you will see that sneaky Barclayman here has got his elephants over here. Now, can you see slowly moving an elephant towards the woods there? Now, as I say, he'd probably like to put an elephant unit in those woods and hope that we don't notice. And meanwhile over here, you'll see one elephant unit there, but let's have a look and see if sneaky Barclayman's doing anything else sneaky. And there you are. He's got two elephant units there. As I say, elephant units can't hide in the woods, but he's hoping that putting them in the woods, we won't notice them, and then he'll bring them out, hopefully in a surprise attack. I think that's probably what he's planning there. You'll notice here I'm moving my battle formation once again forward. If you notice here, I only walk my troops in this battle formation because, of course, those artillery pieces, those onagers, can only walk. They can't run. So I find it best to move the whole battle formation by walking rather than running. So those onagers of mine have still got defence all around them, even when we're moving. If you see what I mean, that's a tactical thing I've learned in the last 7 or 8 weeks with these 40k no rules battles. As I say, it's all a learning curve for us at the moment, because as I say, for the last 14 years we've just been playing 31k rules and the battles there. So here I just want to draw your attention. Can you see that Aurelius is moving those two incendiary pig units over into the woods? Now, it wouldn't surprise me if he moved them into the woods to hide them, because what he spotted here, look, very battlefield aware here. You know, we talk about battlefield awareness. He's noticed that those Numidian elephants are all over on that right flank of ours. So what he's thinking here, he's thinking that probably Barclayman might come through the woods there to attack us. So what Aurelius is thinking here is if he goes and hides a couple of his incendiary pig units in the woods, that would be a surprise attack, wouldn't it? That'd be a surprise ambush there on those elephants, those Numidian elephants, if they come through the woods. And if Barclayman doesn't notice that Aurelius has hidden those pig units in the woods there. And even if Barclayman notices that those incendiary pig units are hiding in the woods, during the course of the battle, he might forget that and still bring his elephants through the woods, possibly. Like, you don't know. When you're concentrating on lots of things on the battlefield, you can, sometimes forget things there. So maybe if the elephants do come through the woods, they'll have a bit of a shock running into incendiary pigs, which Aurelius is going to put into the woods there. As I say, you'll probably see those incendiary pigs disappear in a few seconds there. The moment he stops those incendiary pigs in the woods themselves, you'll see that they'll just disappear. There you are. See? So they're now hiding in the woods. And as I say, if Barclayman didn't notice them hiding there and he brings his elephants through the woods, he's going to have a nasty surprise if he runs those elephants into those incendiary pigs. Remember, those incendiary pigs, once ignited, will cause those elephants to run amok. And of course, when the elephants run amok, they go completely out of control of their general. Okay, over here you'll see that Romex is moving his horse archers forward there. Probably targeting those onagers again, I would have thought. That's where you need to target your horse archers there. If you can get those enemy onagers in range, try and target those artillery pieces there, and because they can be very effective shooting fire pots into our infantry and things like that. So you can see actually Uther here now, by shooting boulders, tells me that he's targeting our artillery. Okay, so there you are. He's trying to target Aurelius's artillery pieces there, with those boulders. Remember, the boulders are accurate and really good for taking out artillery. There you are. Let's see. The boulders are very accurate, good for taking out artillery, but the fire pots are better for taking out enemy units there, because they are less accurate, but they are devastating there. Now, I don't know why Aurelius isn't replying here with his. He's still got that one artillery piece there. He could still be replying. I don't know why he's not replying at the moment. Because at the moment there, Uther's just shooting into him, and he's kind of not doing anything about it. He needs to start replying with that one artillery unit there, and start replying with boulders to shoot back at Uther. Okay, so just want to show you something over on the right here. Can you see here that Vicox has sent a couple of his cavalry units over here to take out a Numidian archer unit that obviously Barclayman brought forward there. He obviously saw those incendiary pigs were hiding in the woods and brought that unit forward there, possibly to target the incendiary pigs there. So obviously Barclayman did see that, and obviously that's worried him about obviously bringing his elephants through the woods there. But maybe he only spotted there was only one incendiary pig unit there. So it'll be interesting to see what Barclayman's tactics are through these woods there. See what's going to happen there. But as I say, meanwhile over here you'll see that Vicox has moved his Macedonian Cretan archers forward there, and as I say, you can see the horse archers of Romex is there. Now you can see here that it seems to me that Uther is still targeting Aurelius's artillery here with those boulders. But as I say, we're moving archers forward here to target the enemy archers. Lots of archers in this battle, I noticed here. There you are. You can see, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think those incendiary pigs have hidden again in the woods. Okay, so once again, Barclayman's going to have to decide what he's going to do. If he wants to bring his elephants through the woods, he's going to need to clear out those incendiary pig units with other units there. Can you see that he's actually stalled moving those elephants forward? He's just moving forward very slowly there, because he must be aware of those incendiary pigs hiding in the woods. So it'll be interesting to see how Barclayman goes about dealing with that. Okay, over here you'll see that, wow, There you are. You can see that all of Uther's honour soldiers here have been basically taken out. There you are. That's the last one. So they've just been taken out by archers. So there's still one artillery unit in use there, but because all the crew's been taken out, oh, it's just been smashed anyway. But because all the crew's been taken out, it wouldn't have been any good anyway. Look. So I think both of Uther's artillery now have been taken out. Okay, so that's good news for us. I don't think their team had a lot of artillery, and I'm not sure in 40k no rules battles whether that's a good move. I think artillery can be extremely effective if used tactically. Here, this was a nice move by Mantu, bringing his 2 missile cavalry units out of the woods there, alt-attacking them into our archers. Okay, he had them hiding in the woods, look, and now he's brought them out to alt-attack against our archers. Nice move there by him. And look, you can see this Julio archer unit is in skirmish mode, look. So it's being chased away by this other fast moving missile cavalry units of Mantus as well. So that was a nice tactical ambush there, really, because those cavalry units were hiding in the woods. Obviously we didn't notice that, and then he's just sprung them onto our archers there. So nice move there by Mantu. That was, I think we might have to start calling Mantu Sneaky Mantu there. That was quite a good tactical move. There you are. You can see here that Vicox brought a couple of his Macedonian pike units out there to defend the archers that we've got from direct cavalry attack. So that's a nice move there by Vicox. And as I say, our Scythian maiden ally there will be very useful, I think, during the course of the battle for hopefully countering enemy cavalry. Okay. So over here on our right flank, there you are, can you see the Numidian general moving forward there, look, to attack those incendiary pigs of Aurelius? See that, look, and bang, as he charged in there. Now that's a really good tactical move there by Barclayman there. He knew that there was an incendiary pig unit in the woods there, so he's just attacked it. Now remember, those incendiary pigs are pretty useless against any other unit except elephants. So that fast moving general unit there, and that'll kill those, and then he can then bring his elephants through the woods with no problems, or so he might think. So we'll just have to see what happens a bit later on. Okay, but as I say, you can see that general unit killing those poor incendiary pigs there. And as I say, the incendiary pigs against any other units against except for elephants are pretty useless, really. So those incendiary pigs will be gone. You can see here the Scythian general there sending over some headhunting maidens to try and intercept the Numidian general. You can see Vicox has sent some of his companion cavalry over to try and intercept the Numidian general. Now remember, Numidian morale is really poor. Kill the general, and that's going to make their morale even worse and making them even more susceptible to routing. Now you might see here that Barclayman is bringing an elephant unit over to help his general there. Can you see that elephant unit there that was in the woods? Or he may well just be finishing off the infantry of that incendiary pig unit there with that elephant unit there. There you are, because all the incendiary pigs are dead. Look, they can just kill the infantry that were controlling the pigs there. But there you are, you can see him bringing an elephant unit out to intercept the our cavalry there. Now remember what I said to you earlier, are these elephants in for a bit of a shock? And I think they are, look. Bang, right, they've just run in to that other hidden unit. They were chasing our cavalry, look, and they've just run into that hidden unit of incendiary pigs. And this is great because I wanted to show you exactly what happens here. Now you watch, as soon as those incendiary pigs are ignited, you watch the reaction of the elephants. Right, watch that incendiary pig. There you are, it's been ignited now. Can you see that elephant now? And straight away, as soon as that incendiary pig unit was ignited, the enemy elephant unit has routed. Look, he'll run amok anyway. Can you see that? So see how effective incendiary pigs really are against elephant units there. Just soon as that pig unit ignited, look, then that elephant unit has now run amok, and that elephant unit is now completely out of control of his general. And that elephant unit will attack both friend and foe alike, whatever's near. Look, you can see they've thrown a couple of those poor incendiary pigs up into the air, look. Those elephants there, but they've run amok. So I thought that was a great example there to show you how effective incendiary pigs can be against elephant units. I just thought that was a great ambush there as well by Aurelius onto Barclayman there. I think Barclayman must have thought there was only one incendiary pig unit there, which he killed earlier. Okay, so something serious has happened over here on the left flank while we were looking over on the right flank there. You'll see that both Uther and Mantu have combined their armies and are now attacking my Carthage Sacred Band battle formation there. Okay, you can see Uther's already thrown Brutii infantry into attacking it. If you notice here, remember I had 3 Carthage units over on that right flank there, and I'm bringing them over to the left flank there to combine with those other Carthage units of mine to try and counter that attack that's coming in on me there. Okay, over here, right over here on the extreme left flank, you can see Uther's cavalry. And remember, Uther got some really well upgraded Praetorian cavalry there, ready to smash into our troops when we get engaged there. We need to watch that Brutii cavalry, I think. But here, as I say, a nice combination of Mantu and Uther's armies there. The Brutii Roman army of Uther and the Greek cities army of Mantu now. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Mantu gets his Spartans in a line and then advances along battle line there. The whole battle line are going to advance, it wouldn't surprise me, into my Carthaginians. And there you go. See the whole battle line, spears down, advancing slowly into my Carthaginians there. So I need to get support over to my 2 already engaged Carthage Sacred Band units there. Okay, you can see my artillery still shooting into that Brutii infantry there, but I need to get those Carthaginian units of mine engaged there. Okay, so you can see there I've got those 6 Carthage units there that I'm going to try and engage. I've got my general unit as well. Those other 2 Carthage units are holding. Right now, these Carthage spear units over here, I want to try and leave them as they are, because they're protecting us a bit from those Germanic troops there. Can you see those Germanic troops? They can't come directly onto us there, because I've got those Carthage spear units there trying to protect a little bit of our battle formation there. So if you need, they can't come directly into the battle there because I've left those units there. It wouldn't surprise me now if Vicox bought his Macedonian long-piked pikemen there, fully upgraded. Remember, I think they were into attacking Greek cities, and you've got Aurelius bringing his Julii infantry in as well. Is very well upgraded Julii infantry as well there. Okay, so you can see that I'm starting to engage those Spartans with some of my Carthage units there as they're attacking. And as I say, this is a very concerted attack here from the enemy here on our left flank. So I need to try and counter that the best I can with my Carthage units. And as I say, you can see Aurelius bringing his Julii units over as well. And I've still got some artillery units shooting into that enemy Brutii infantry there. Okay, you can see that Brutii cavalry is being brought back into the fray there behind their infantry. But as I say here, you can see I'm pushing my Carthage units into those Greek city units. And this is a great bit of support here by Vicox. Look, bringing his long-piked Macedonian pikemen over here to support my Carthage Sacred Band units. A great move there by Vicox. Nice to see some great teamwork. I must say we do see a lot of good teamwork. You can see one of the Greek city units is routed already. We do see a lot of great teamwork in our battles there, and that's a good example just there. Right here you can see I've got my slingers shooting into the flank of those Spartans. But can you see why my slingshots are not going to be that effective? Can you see here the left side is the shield carrying arm. So those Spartans, look, are defended by their shields. Now if I was shooting into the other side, look, they've got no defence because their shield is on their left arm. So my slingshots would do a lot more damage to these Spartans who are open to being hit, look, by missiles on the right side, because as I say, their left arm carry the shields. But over here, a lot of my slingshots will be deflected from the Spartans by their shields there, look, carrying in their left arm. So as I say, that's something you might not realise there, that if you start shooting missiles into the side that's carrying the shield, you would do less damage than you would shooting in the other side. Okay, we've just taken out the Numidian general. That's good news for us. But you can see a lot of Spartans there closing in on my Carthaginians. But as I say, we got Aurelius' Julii infantry and Vicox' Macedonians here helping my Carthaginians out. Great teamwork by Aurelius and Vicox there. You see my Spartans are deeply engaged with those my Carthaginians are deeply engaged with those Spartans there. As I say, over here, now I thought I'd show you something interesting here. You know, in our battle videos we talk about if you've got your pikes and spears down and your friendly cavalry charge through your pikes or spears, you're going to kill a lot of your friendly cavalry. But can you see the Scythians are running through my Carthaginians with their spears down and suffering no casualties. And that's because I've got that unit in open order. Can you see? And so the Scythians, look, can run in between my spearmen, look, without damaging, without suffering any casualties. So if you've got a spear unit and you've got the spears down, as long as they're in open order, look, your allies can run cavalry through without suffering any casualties. If that spear unit had been in close tight formation, a lot of those Scythian maidens would have been killed there running through my spearmen. So I just thought that was an interesting thing for you to watch there. You might not have known before. Right, here you can see Vicox bringing reinforcements over here to try and support my 2 Carthage units there as we're trying to repel that Germanic attack. You've got some of the Scythian headhunting maidens over there. You've got Vicox's cavalry shooting, archers shooting into the enemy troops there. And over here, you can see that Barclayman has now brought his Numidian camel riders out of the woods. He had them hiding in the woods. Now these camel riders, of course, will get no bonus because they're not in the desert. If they were in the desert, the camels would get a bonus. They've got anti-cavalry spears there. But of course, as I say, they're not in the desert, so they're not going to get a desert bonus. So I'm not sure how good they'll do on the battlefield. I don't think they're great cavalry, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Here you can see Barclayman moving his archers forward there. And as I say, you can see Mantu using his missile cavalry units there to great effect. You can see they're throwing those spears into our troops there. Okay, so they'll be causing some casualties to us there as Mantu Spartans are advancing into my Carthaginians and into the Macedonians and Julii infantry of my allies there as well. Okay, so you can see there, you can see Mantu really being aggressive there, pushing those Spartans into our units there, but I'm trying to be equally aggressive with my Carthage Sacred Band. Right, now this is a nice move here by Uther. If you notice, he's doing a combination cavalry and infantry battle. As I say, I think the maidens are probably the best cavalry versus cavalry in the game here, but they're not very good against infantry, and Uther knows that. That's why he's bringing a couple of his infantry units over into the fray. As I say, there's lots going on all over the battlefield here. Right, you can see an elephant unit there moving in of Barclayman's here. I don't think he really wants to get too involved with pikes or spears, because believe me, elephants will die quite quickly if they hit a pike or spear unit. Here you can see TR charging a cavalry unit into my Carthaginian unit there. So as I say, that's a fierce fight going on there, trying to break that particular unit there. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. As I say, there's lots going on at the same time all over the battlefield here. And there you are, you can see some of those Numidian elephants getting taken down by that spirit unit there. Do you see how those elephants just kind of just melt as they hit the spear or pike unit there, how they died there, just those particular elephants at that stage of the battle. Right, meanwhile over here you'll see that combined infantry and cavalry attack of Uther's has routed most of those maiden units that they came up against there. As I say, those infantry does a lot of damage to maidens there. Remember, those headhunted maidens are only light cavalry. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So you've got Vicox is fully upgraded companion cavalry there, maybe looking to hit Uther's cavalry and infantry there. That may be what he's looking to do. Over here you will see that the camel riders have been unleashed, if you like. There's a lot of them, but as I say, I don't know if they're very good cavalry. I haven't seen them in action very often in the past, and as they're getting no desert bonus, I'm not too sure on how well they'll do. You can see Barclayman's got his archers up there shooting into it. You can see my Carthaginians there, along with my Macedonian and Julii allies, really getting engrossed there with the Spartans there, engaged with the Spartans. Right, here you can see, now Barclayman's bringing his elephants round there. Can you see? Might be looking to attack enemy archers there, or trying to get into the rear of our units there. They can be very effective, but remember, fire arrows will make them run amok. Now what I was thinking here, I don't know about you guys, imagine a combination attack by Numidian elephants, right, with a massive fear factor they bring, and these Germanic berserkers. Imagine a combination attack between the elephants and berserkers onto our troops. Imagine the massive fear factor that they both would bring there, sapping so much morale away from our troops. Surely our troops would just mass rout if they got hit by a combination of berserkers and elephants there. I mean, imagine that. If, as I say, we're still learning 40k no rules battles, but maybe if the Numidians and Germanic troops there had teamed up, they could have a massive attack on us there. I think the Greek city's general's just been killed. Right, there goes the camel riding units of Numidia there. You can see them charging in there. There you go. Now, as I say, I don't think they're that great. We'll see what happens as they charge in there into our allies' cavalry there. See how well that companion cavalry charging like a bang, routed those elephant units on impact there. Look, can you see those camel riders? Sorry, those camels there. See the camel riders there. As I say, not great. They've been mass routed there, look, by our cavalry, and they were, So as I say, I don't think they're great. But as I say, we're all learning at this 40k no rules battles there. So those Numidian camel riders, not great cavalry there really. As I say, on a desert, when they get a desert bonus, they may well be a lot better, but not very good on a winter scenario there. As you can see, a lot of them there. And I think most of Uther's army has also been routed at this stage of the battle as well. Right here you can see, remember we saw those 2 elephant units that Barclayman had put in the woods there, hoping we hadn't noticed them. And he's going to bring them into the battle as well here. So that could be a surprise attack coming in on us there. But as I say, just imagine a berserker and elephant combined attack on our troops. The morale sapping... the massive morale sapping abilities that those units have got would surely cause our troops to mass rout as soon as they were attacked there, I would have thought. I don't know, but that might be something to look at for a future battle there. Allies trying to combine berserkers and elephants attack there. Oh my gosh, well here you can see all of Mantu's Greek city units have now been routed. So there you are. That was a really good sign for us there. A great combination of Aurelius, Vicox and myself there have taken out those units there. But here you can see those a couple of berserker units there killing some of our units there. And you can see the Macedonian units that were sent over to support on that flank have both been routed, and on both my Carthage units that were over there have been routed as well. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. Now just here, this is what we were talking about. There you are. You got those devastating berserkers and the elephants there together. Now if they could just target, can you see the Numidian elephants are knocking over those berserkers? But don't worry about that. Those berserkers would just stand up. See, they just were knocked over by the Numidian elephants, and they just stand back up there and that. So as I say, if those elephants there, now if Barclayman charged those elephants in with those berserkers, imagine the mass penetration they could do there. Over here you can see that those combination of elephants and Brutii infantry of Uther's there have routed Vicox's cavalry. There you are. You can see the elephants and infantry doing good. Now the thing is, are they going to turn on to these Julii infantry? Right here you will see this elephant unit has actually been routed there, but there's more elephants coming in to the attack there. Okay, now over here you can see the mass pikes of Macedon. Going to be very difficult to break there for elephants if they charge in there. You can see I'm moving my Carthage Sacred Band out here to try and target the Germania troops that are coming in on us there. I know my spears could do a lot of damage to those Germanic troops. Okay, meanwhile over there on the right flank you'll see there's a berserker unit there with another Germanic unit there, the Screeching Women, charging into that maiden unit there, but that maiden unit will just quickly get away from that berserker unit. There you are, just keep running away. Now whether it's going to draw that berserker unit away from the main battle, that might be a good tactic there. But over here you can see the elephants charging in to Aurelius's Julii infantry there like a bang as they charge in there. Just looking at that, and then you got Uther charging what's left of his infantry in there as well. But look at the damage that those elephants are doing. Now remember that Aurelius has got massive upgrades on his infantry as well as his general morale bonus and his 2 eagle units. You see, so it's stopping the Julii army from routing. All that morale, all that extra morale of those experienced stripes, the 2 eagle units and the general is stopping that Julii army from routing. Here you can see those 2 berserker units are attacking, but if those 2 berserker units joined in the attack with the elephants against those Julii infantry, imagine there could be a mass rout there of Aurelius's army, but instead of that, these two berserker units are charging into the rear of my Carthaginians there. So I'm being sandwiched there between Germanic spearmen and Germanic berserkers there, and they're sandwiching my general unit. So I shouldn't think the general's going to last very long there against berserkers and those spear units coming in. But as I say, the only thing stopping this Julii army from routing, I think, is the great morale that they've got there. Now those elephants, make no mistake, are going to be sapping loads of morale from those Julii troops, but because they got those eagle units, those fantastic upgrades, and the general morale bonus as well, they're not going to rout. If those were just gold shield, gold attack troops, I reckon that most of Aurelius's Julii army would have routed by now with that mass of elephants that are smashing into it. But over here you can see the Germanic spearmen and those berserkers closing in on my general. Okay, let's see if we can see my general there. Is he still alive? I haven't seen that he's been killed yet, but you can see those Germanic spearmen closing. Oh, I can see my general. There he is. Look, there's my general there. But look at the enemy spearmen closing in on him, and those massive berserkers. As I say, look at the size of those berserkers in comparison with normal infantry there. So is my general going to survive? Any of you got a bet on this? You think my general is going to survive, or do you reckon he's going to go down? Which way do you reckon? Oh, I got smashed by that berserker unit there. Oh my gosh, you get smashed up into the air. So, right, so basically now that's all my Carthage Sacred Band spearmen are now dead. Okay, I think all I've got left now is some slinger units. That's all I've got left. So basically all my Carthage army is dead except for 3 slinger units. Now this is a good defensive formation here. Can you see how Vicox has got his pikes out there, which will kill elephants really quickly if they try an elephant attack there, and he's formed up into a defensive formation here with the pikes facing outwards. Look, can you see? So that's a good defensive formation there, especially against elephants and against those Germanic spear troops as well. I don't think they'll have much chance. Remember, I think Vicox's infantry, were they fully upgraded or 8 upgrades on? I think some were fully upgraded, some have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack. But just look at these berserkers smashing into the flank of that pike unit there. Look how they just turn and smash those pikemen right up into the air there. And of course the fear factor they're bringing as well will cause disruption to those Macedonian pikes. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So over here you'll see that unit has run amok. That elephant unit has now run amok, and remember that will kill both friend and foe alike now. Okay, so that's what I mean, a double-edged sword. If you don't use your elephants properly and they run amok, they will kill your troops, your allies' troops, as well as enemy troops. So, as I say, double-edged sword, but they can, make no mistake, they can be battle-winning troops. And as I say, you imagine combining them with a berserker attack. Imagine an elephant and berserker attack going in on enemy troops, especially Roman troops. Pikes and spears would still kill elephants and berserkers, but if you imagine a berserker and elephant attack in on Roman troops there, very, very effective there. And as I say, if you notice here that Barclayman held his elephants back till later on in the battle, that's why he's done so much damage. Look at all that Julii infantry, look at that red Julii infantry dead around those elephants there. And as I say, if it wasn't for their fantastic upgrades and morale giving units, I think a lot more of that Julii army would have routed. Look at those elephants still going in there like a bang as they charge in there, still smashing into some of those Julii infantry there. But as I say, the thing that I think that saved Aurelius's Julii army there is the 2 eagle units and the general morale bonus. So he's getting a lot of morale into his infantry there, stopping them from routing there. So well done to Aurelius there. He didn't bring any cavalry, but I think the infantry that he's bought is very good. There's another elephant unit charging in there as well. Look, charging into this new unit here that's just come in. Look, and bang! As they smash those Julii units up into the air. I think if those elephant units had managed to kill the eagle units and the general as well, then they may well have routed a lot more Julii units there. But as I say, the eagle unit and the general unit there were giving their Julii infantry so much morale that the morale sapping abilities of the elephants were neutralised there by the upgrades and the morale giving units that Aurelius had in his army. There you are. Now, can you see these elephants charging into these pike units? Now, the reason they're making inroads into those pike units is because the pikes aren't down. can you see the pikes are not down, so the elephants can just charge straight in there. If the pikes were down, all those elephants would have died, probably on impact with the Macedonians, but because the pikes were up, look, the elephants were able to get into the Macedonian infantry there and do a lot of damage. But looking at the battle at this stage now, it looks like our team has managed to go on to maybe win the battle here. Now I've got, as I say, I've got 3 slinger units left, which I'm going to target those run amok elephants there, because otherwise those run amok elephants could charge into our units there and kill a lot more of our men. So what I'm doing, I'm throwing slingshots into those elephants, but to be honest with you, the slingshots don't seem to be very effective against elephants there. Can you see I'm hitting those elephants with a lot of slingshots? Okay, we managed to bring one down there, but I've got 3 pretty good units there throwing slingshots into those elephants and not really causing a lot of casualties for the amount of slingshots going into them there. So as I say, I'm just trying to kill them there so that they don't kill any more of our units there. Here's another amok unit there that charging in there. So as I say, just trying to kill these elephants here so they don't kill many of our allies' troops. Pause the game for a second there. If you notice here something interesting, when these elephants run amok, look, if you notice there, their archers stop shooting as well. I don't know if you knew that or not, but when elephants run amok, the archers automatically stop shooting as well. So as I say, they just go into rampage attack mode there, and as I say, their archers stop shooting there. But say I'm trying to kill as many of them as I can to stop them killing my any of my allies there. Right, let's just pause the game for a second. So as you can see, I've got 3 units left out the whole of my army. That's all I've got left. 3 battle damage slinger units there. That's got quite a few, 56 men in that. That's pretty good. But as you can see, they're all battle depleted. But that's all I've got left in my whole army there. Over here you can see, if you look at the battlefield, it's quite spread out. This is the intense battle here. This is where the Scythians cavalry were fighting the Brutii infantry and cavalry there. As you move across the battlefield here, you can see more fighting that's been going on there. You can see that's where the Numidian camel riders were taken out. You can see there, look at all those red Julii infantry that were killed by the elephants there. And you can see the elephant carcasses there as well. As you move across the battlefield, more of those Numidian camel riders dead there. You can see them in the snow there. As we move across the battlefield here, you can see loads and loads dead. You can always tell where the most intense part of fighting is, of course, where the biggest piles of bodies are. Over here, this is like a massive Scythian and Brutii battle there. As we move further across the battlefield there, usually the Spartan red cloaks stick out on the snow battlefield there, and as you can see a lot of the dead Spartans there by their red cloaks. They really do show up on the snow of a winter battlefield there. As you move across here, you can see Aurelius got some very battle damaged Julii units left there. You can see there not a lot of men in his units left because they were pretty decimated by that elephant attack. As I say, if it wasn't for the eagle units and the upgrades on his infantry and the general morale bonus neutralising the elephant fear factor, I think a lot more of Aurelius's units would have routed there by the amount of elephants that hit him. So it's good upgrades, his eagle units, his general units that saved him there. Vicox has still got quite a few units left there, but they've been battle depleted as well. So there you are, that's the entirety of our armies left there. That's all we got left there. So as I say, it looks to me like it's going to be a very close battle. I don't know what you guys think. And that's all that Romex has got left. 11 maidens there in one unit. The rest of his Scythian army is dead. But looking at how well he handled Scythia there, it wouldn't surprise me if he got some really good kills with Scythia there. But as I say, that's the only unit he's got left now, is that one unit with 11 maidens left in it. That's it. That's all he's got left there. And I think there's just a couple of enemy units left now to finish off. I think there's one Numidian archer unit over there. And as I say here, you can see my slingers there trying to kill the rest of those elephants there to stop them running amok into my my allies there. But you can see my allies there moving towards that last Numidian archer unit there. I think all of the elephants that were left have now run amok, so they're basically going to be out of the battle. Here you can see I'm now running my slingers forward to the last of the mercenary Numidian elephants there. Okay, now remember, these elephants though are not the best elephants in the game. The armoured elephants are better, and you've seen the damage that these elephants can do. Can you see I'm taking one slinger unit out to that side to shoot them in the flank, another slinger out to that side to shoot them in the flank, and just leave one unit to shoot in the front there. But as I say, these Numidian elephants, remember, are secondary elephants. The best elephants in the game are the armoured elephants. Imagine the damage they could do in comparison to these smaller elephants there. There you are, you can see, wouldn't surprise you if that unit, yeah, there you are, it's run amok there. So it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle here. So I thought that was a really exciting immersive battle there, if you like. Okay, first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. Don't forget, we are learning 40k no rules battles there. Average victory, I thought it might be close. It must have just edged into average there. And who's got the highest kills in the game? And that goes to Brotherhood member TR with Germania, 1,557 kills. So really well done to TR with Germania there. I thought he did extremely well there. But as I say, imagine if he teamed up his berserkers with Barclayman's elephants for a combined attack. Imagine the damage that they could do in that combination attack. So well done to TR with Germania, best kills in the game. Well done to Uther, probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but I thought he still played well with his Brutio army. Good support. Well done to Barclayman there, did well there with his Numidian army. I thought he got some good kills and used his elephants quite effectively there. But as I say, we're still learning these 40k no rules battles. We're still learning there, so I'm sure there's more that could be done with those elephants in the in the thoughts of attacking there. And well done to Mantu as well, got some good kills with his Spartans there, but he was fighting 3 armies at one time, so really well done, guys. My kills not too bad, not brilliant kills there, but not too bad there for my Carthaginians. They did okay. Well done to Romex, as we thought. Look, second highest kills in the game with Numidia. So that just goes to show how effective, with Scythia. That just goes to show how effective that can be. Well done to Aurelius. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he did well in holding those elephants with his well upgraded, well moraled infantry army there. Let's say the Eagle units and upgrades really saved him there. And well done to Vicox with his Macedonians there. Did very well. Good support work. And really fought well with his Macedonians there. Very diverse, look, Carthage, Scythia, Rome and Macedon in our team there, so very diverse. Well done to Germania, Rome, Numidia and Greek cities, very diverse in their team. Anybody think that a team's got a faction advantage there? So as I say, I thought it was interesting. And as I say, imagine if TR's berserkers had teamed up, right, with the Numidian elephants in a combined attack. Imagine if they got together and said, right, let's charge the berserkers and elephants in. Imagine those morale sapping units, what they could have done to our army if they'd attacked in tandem. Like, do you know what I mean? We could have been absolutely hammered there. But anyway, I thought you enjoyed this battle. If you did, please leave a comment for us to read. It's always nice to read what you think about our battles, or please give us a thumbs up. Okay, I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.